If we're in the court and we're playing ball, and you look at me, you be like, damn, that brother's a Hispanic brother, right? What's Hispanic mean? It means property of Spain. So if you look at me, you're gonna be like, man, that's a piece of property, right? That shows hatred between the Hispanic and the Native American, right? If I get taught you're black or African American, that's a color in a crayon box, or two continents named after two white guys, a Scipio Africanus and Amerigo Vespucci. So America has divided the blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans, right? Guess what? They do it with the schooling, they do it with religion. What are Hispanics? What kind of religion are most Hispanics? Look, she said it, Catholics, right? And guess what the Catholic faith teaches us? That black people are different. You know what I'm saying? We get taught, have you ever heard of the Mormons? The Mormons? They get taught in the book of 2 Nephi 5:21 that you're cursed if you have black skin. Right. So if you grab a book of the Mormons, it literally says black skin is a curse. Right. So these different religions has always separated us, right? So give me John 8:32 one more time. So I want to show you something, because she said something heavy. She said that this school breeds sodomites. Do you know what a sodomite is? Sodomy is when men lay with men and women lay with women. Right. All right? Now I got a question. Just be real with me. Men lay with men, are we going to reproduce righteous children or even any type of children? No, right? If women lay with women, are they going to reproduce children? No, right? So what happens to the population? White, Chinese, Arabs, blacks, Hispanics. What happens to our people? We'll die out, right? So it's an anti-lifestyle. Sodomy, homosexuality is an anti-lifestyle. So we're going to read this real quick. Watch this, my brother.
This is the book of John, chapter 8 and verse 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
So today we are here at Shaw University. We're going to teach you the truth that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we are family. We are brothers and sisters, and America has destroyed us to the point that we smoke weed and we hoe out our sisters and we think it's fun. We think that how you get an education and then the thing they teach you is to hoe out your sisters. We got to learn to be men. Give me Proverbs. Hey, come back if you got some time. We're going to be out here, all right? Psalms 37, verse 23, real quick. Because I see a lot of women over there, right? So-called black women. And America teaches us that the way we find men is at the clubs. The way we find men is at college.
That's right.
Yeah, he got a degree, but he don't know how to treat a woman according to God. So you got to think about that. So watch what God says right here. Read that.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 37 and verse 23. The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord.
No, a good man is standing in the street smoking weed.
The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord.
So out of all the men I see out here, I only see the men in purple keeping God's commandments. So we are the good men. But you want to be around men that are smoking weed, that are trying to spit game, lay with you, and then leave you after you get pregnant. But you don't want to be out here learning your history in the Bible. You don't want to learn that God chose you as his special people.
That's right.
Read that again.
This is Psalms chapter 37 and verse 23. The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord.
So if you're looking for a good man, black sister, so-called Hispanic, Native American sister, you're supposed to be learning that these men are supposed to be keeping God's commandments. Christ, Jeremiah, Abraham, all these men were good men that kept God's commandments. That's what you're supposed to be looking for. Give me Deuteronomy 28. I want to get something real quick, because the officer brought up the byword, 37. So I was telling the brother, what was his name, Chris? Charles, that they gave us names like Hispanic, Puerto Rican, Dominican, Haitian. Those names are not biblical. So what we want to do is we want you to come up here and ask questions. We are not like the fake pastors in these churches that cannot answer questions. We are here to give you solutions for our community. Read.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whether the Lord shall lead thee.
Hey, my sister's right here in front of the car. My sister's right here. My sisters. You know when, have you ever seen the Black Panthers, the Brown Berets? You ever saw what happened to them? Where they at right now? They either dead or destroyed, or on crack, or smoking weed, or in jail. right? You want to know why? Because America has destroyed those movements.
Right.
The Black Lives Matters, what happened to that movement? It brings sodomy. Remember you talked about sodomy, my sister. They hijacked that movement and they used it for sodomy. Now they passed laws about it's okay to marry a man. Now it's okay to sleep with a woman. So what we're trying to show right now is using the Bible, they has destroyed us and they made us a byword, a proverb, and an astonishment. Well, hey, my brother right here. Look at these sisters right here now. Look, now these are my beautiful sisters, right? But what are they wearing? Okay, well what are they wearing that pertains to men? Okay, pants, right? Pants and dreams. And it's not to attack the sisters, because like I said, America has gotten our sisters out of order. Right. America has made our men wear skinny jeans and wear dresses, right? So watch what God says. Watch this, read it again.
I'm already knowing, bro.
Hey, all praises, all praises.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment.
So it's an astonishment that the greatest people on earth, right, during the dark ages, right, they were called the Moors. You have to think about that. The Israelites, the Anglo-Saxons, the people you read about that were kings and princes of the world. Today, they wearing sweatpants. They wearing pants, but they women. You know what I'm saying? The men are wearing skirts. The men are learning how to be effeminate because Lil Wayne and Dwayne Wade say it's okay to wear skirts. That it's okay
Men
for
wearing skirts, though.
I understand, but they never pushed it to the Israelites. Think about it like
they're
this.
not Israelites, but-
No, I'm saying like D. Wayne is an Israelite, but America has hijacked him and said, you know what? I want your imagery of your family to be, yeah, I know, and they know that, but that's why they get shut up, just like Kanye West did, just like Ice Cube did, just like Nick Cannon.
Get some money, power.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Come back to
But I got a question. God said, no, watch this. God said he's going to confound the mighty with the weak. We are weak. Look, you see these men right here? We come from the hood. We come from the same place that y'all came from. And we confounding pastors. We confounding these people that believe that they're religious through the same book that God left us, right? So what we're trying to show.
Our fault.
Yeah, it is our fault. Is it our fault? So, do you know what tribe you are? Because you sound like you know a little something,
You know
right?
what I'm saying? I'm Mexican, black, and Samoan, so.
Okay, what's your father? What's your father? What's your father?
He's Mexican.
He's Mexican. All right, so cool. So cool. Watch this. We're gonna get that. What about you, my brother? Mexican. All right, 2 Mexicans.
Mexican.
Ah, 3 Mexicans. Hey, let's get it. Hey, he said 3.
All
right, watch this. All right, watch this. We're gonna get numbers 118. You know what I want. Watch this. Now, what part of Mexico y'all from?
Read out.
Or your parents? Guerrero. Okay, what about you? Same thing. What about you, my brother? Los Angeles, but your family's from what part of Mexico? You don't know? All right, but you say you claim to be Mexican, right? So watch this. Watch what God says. You know what I'm saying? That's what they taught you. I'm just saying, I'm gonna prove that you are. Watch this.
It's not that they taught me.
All right, say it. I want to hear what you got to say.
It's not that they taught me. I just know where I'm from. I've been where I'm from. I'm from North Carolina. My black side is from Elizabeth City, North
Got you.
Carolina.
What about your Mexican side?
A lot of niggas ain't been where they from. You know what I'm saying?
I got
did the
you.
research. I did the history.
Understood.
I've been a lot of places.
Well, what about the Mexico side? You say your father's Mexican.
No, man, fuck you, speak, man. I'm from Mexico, man.
All right, so watch this. Let's read
You know
the
what I'm
Bible.
saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm from
This
Mexico,
is
man.
the book of Numbers, chapter 1 and verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees.
What's your pedigree, my brother, right here?
Pedigree.
Your pedigree. You know what a pedigree is? It's your bloodline. All right, it's your bloodline. So this brother's bloodline is going to be based on, and your bloodline is going to be based on what? Read.
And they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers.
So I don't really care, right? Look, being honest, I don't care what your mother is. I literally going to ask you a specific question. What's your father? Your father's Mexican, right?
Mexican.
His father's Mexican. So guess what? Y'all all come from the same father. Guess what? My father's Mexican. So I'm Issachar. That's my biblical nationality. So I want to show you that. I want to show you that. Watch this. Everybody in the Bible was black.
Compton, man.
Everybody was black in the Bible. Watch
Compton,
this.
man.
Read that. You see that?
Oh,
bottom?
I'm
The bottom?
Mexican.
Where it
Yeah,
says
sure, I got
Issachar,
the hair.
Mexicans? We're going to prove today, without a doubt, that all you brothers from Guerrero are Issachar, all right? Watch this.
Facts.
Let's get Deuteronomy 28 and 48. So you know anything about Columbus, Cortez, Ponce de Leon, any of the
Columbus
conquistadors?
was an asshole, yeah.
You heard about them? What they do to us? The Aztecs. So that's what we were called at that time, supposedly, right?
To us?
You don't know. All right, they conquered us. They're called Conquistadors.
You said to us.
All right? So watch what we're going to read in the Bible. My brother, just be humble, man.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies.
They're not your friends. The people that put us on crosses and crucified us or put us on stakes and and raped our women and burnt our men, they were not our buddies.
That's right.
Donald Trump is not your buddy. Susie, who made you borrow a pencil at Shaw University, is not your buddy.
Right.
She owns everything you see. Her family owns everything you see. Walmart, Food Line, all the places. If you want to get a birth certificate, if you want to go back to Mexico, you got to get a passport to be able to go back to your own country. From the people that conquered you, right? Read.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies,
Go ahead.
which the Lord shall send against thee.
Now, to the point he said, which he was correct. Who sent them?
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
So God sent them against us, the Mexicans, the Puerto Ricans, the Dominicans, the blacks, the Haitians, because we didn't keep his commandments, right? Read.
In hunger and in thirst.
Now this is heavy. It says hunger. Where do you get your food from? Food Line? Where do you get your food from? Give me some names, places you shop. Sam's Club, all right, your enemy owns that. Walmart, your enemy owns that. Where do you get your water from? Aquafina, Deer Park, all those places. All right, you get it from the same person, right? The Conquistador, right? Read.
In hunger and in thirst and in nakedness.
Your clothing, because remember, the Aztec didn't dress like you. Look at this.
They did.
Nah. Where's the sign? This
They
ain't
have
the
full
Gordo.
clothing like us?
No, but they didn't wear what they're wearing right now. This is a European clothes right here. We had fringes on our clothes. Our clothes was made out of mostly animals when you think about it. You know what I'm saying? So watch this. So I'm trying to give them some time, but I'm trying to deal with the ones that want to listen. Watch this, read.
And in nakedness and in want of all things.
Now want means lack. In lack of anything, you got to go to your enemy.
Right.
When you die, what does your mama have to get to bury you? What is it called? You guys know? A death certificate. And they got to get it from a white man so she can bury you. And guess what she usually does? She's gonna put a cross, she's gonna put a white Jesus or a Virgin Mary on top of your stone, right? And that is idolatry. That is not biblical.
Right. That's right.
Mary and Joseph had to go to Egypt to hide from Herod, which is a Roman, a white man, and they had to go into Egypt to hide. So that means they must have been black skinned to hide in the midst of black skinned people, right?
That's right.
But again, they give us the Virgin Mary, right? Because I see you got it, right? And do you know what they do? They tell us she was light skinned. They tell us you look like maybe a Native American, or they'll give you that story, that folk tale in Mexico that she had a poncho, right? That little guy had the poncho, and he lifted it up, and it had flowers with Mary image on it. That's some BS. That's a conquistador giving you a lie. Watch this, read. Come on, man.
And in want of all things.
Go ahead.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
Now that's physical. It's telling you that he put you in chains. That happened to the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Now watch this. What do we celebrate in June to celebrate the freedom of blacks? What do we celebrate in June? Juneteenth, right?
Who wanted that?
Watch this, watch this.
Black folks.
What do we celebrate in November?
Let's get Juneteenth.
No, I'm gonna go back to Juneteenth. What do we celebrate in November? Thanksgiving. What do we celebrate in December? Christmas, right? Guess what? Juneteenth is the celebration supposedly of freedom, right?
Right.
November is the celebration of the killing of the Native Americans, right? And then December is the celebration of the Moors being destroyed. So how are you free and a couple months after Juneteenth, you celebrate the death of both of your people? A couple months later, you celebrate the death of your ancestors. But you think you're free because in Juneteenth, they give you a little present. They say, you know what? You get the day off. You can go out there and sell some clothes, some earrings with Africa on it. But guess what? At the end of the day, who sells that on Amazon to that same black woman that's selling it on that table? The white man. One of all things, you still got to go to them. Guess what? I got an LLC. In order to get an LLC, you got to go through America. In order to get your own business, you got to go through America. Now hold that real quick. Give me the one where it says to borrow. I think it's verse 43. Go ahead.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 43. The stranger that is within thee.
Cortez and his people that came out of his loins, read,
shall get above thee very high.
Go ahead. High. Who's the president? Who's the highest person in America? The president. So he's your president now. He's high. He's your king. Read.
and thou shalt come down very low.
That's why we in the hood. Instead of us having pyramids where we're the kings, my brother right here, don't let the dogs distract you. Montezuma, all our kings, the Aztecs, the Mayans, the Incas, right? Even the Moors. We got destroyed. Now we trying to get girls on the side of the streets. We're trying to hoe out our women instead of making them wives and reproducing and becoming powerful. We want to create baby mamas. We want to create hoes. That's what we want to create. America does not push manhood. America, hey sisters, when y'all date, what do you call the man? A boyfriend, right? A nigga or a boyfriend. Because he ain't nothing. He don't get taught how to take care of the wife. He don't get taught how to rule the house. In America, men don't know how to rule houses. They let the woman run the house. Why? Because she got the pants in the house. That's why women can come around and talk to men like that. But watch this, my brother, it happened in Mexico too. Because in Mexico, they used to always wear dresses. My abuelita always had a dress. But if you go to Mexico right now, all the old ladies wearing pants. All the people have got Americanized. And guess what? They doing it to Iraq. They're doing it all over the world. The white man, Esau in the Bible, he has conquered the world. He started to put his democracy on the whole planet, right? Read.
That's the black man.
He shall lend to thee.
Now this is heavy, because all the people that are trying to get education from this school right here, what happened?
He shall lend to thee.
You ever got a loan? School loans? You ever got grants? You get it from the white man. That's who you get it for. And I don't care if it's an all-black school. You still got to go to the oppressor to get your education. And guess what he's going to tell you? Columbus discovered America.
Right, okay.
Columbus didn't discover nothing. We were already over here. That's what I'm saying, but that's what they'll tell us. We go in here, we take humanities. You ever took humanities? I went to college. You ever took humanities? They'll tell you about art. They'll tell you about Anglo-Saxon art and stuff like that. And they'll show you white images. But the books show that the Anglo-Saxons were dark-skinned people. Actually the angelic sons of Isaac. So when we go to these schools, our education is lies from the white man. So we don't get taught anything in these schools. So why don't we homeschool our own kids? Why don't I homeschool my kids? Guess what? My kid don't get taught Christmas. He don't get taught no fat Santa Claus is gonna come down the chimney and give him presents. That's some BS. I'm not gonna teach him that. My sister right here is black. Because that's a color in a crayon box. My son's gonna look at her like a princess, like royalty. You know what I'm saying? But we don't get taught that in these educations, right? So watch what God says. Read that again.
He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him.
So we can't lend to them. Basically, God is identifying who the slaves are and who the people of the book, right? How you doing, sis? So you Judah? So look, these brothers right here, I want you to be able to look at them real quick. These brothers right here are Mexican, right? That's what they call them in America. They call you black or maybe African American, right? Where does African American come from? And if you don't know, just say you don't know and I got you. All right. So Africa was named after a white man named Scipio Africanus. Right? And America was named after a guy named Amerigo Vespucci, another white guy. So can you come from two white guys? Because that's what they call you, African American. Can you come from two white guys? No. So what they did was they gave you a fake name, right? And they gave you a fake heritage. Your history starts in slavery. Your history does not start in slavery. Like I was telling the brother earlier, what do you celebrate in December? What do people mostly celebrate? Christmas is the destruction of the black man and black sister. The time of the Moors. Have you ever heard of the Moors? You ever heard that song, Boricua Morena? The word morena is Latin for black. That's what it is. So when they were conquering you guys off over there, Savannah, Granada, Seville, they were taking your kings and bringing them this way. All right? It was called the transatlantic slave trade. Have you ever heard that? Okay, so guess what? You see these brothers right here? They were dark-skinned men back at that time, and they got shipped to Spain. And then our women were being raped and all those things, right? And we were also having sex with their women, right? Absolutely. So guess what? Now they don't have the woolly hair like you like that. They don't have the brown skin like you, my sister. But guess what? They're your brothers. They might be younger than you. Let's say they're your little brothers. But you guys got to come together. Let's keep reading the curses. I want to show you one curse. Read 49. Read 49.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
Now my sister right here, and my brothers, y'all related, literally blood related in the Bible. So it says somebody's gonna come from far. Read.
From the end of the earth.
Where did the Spaniards come from? The other side of the planet, right? So God is talking about the Spaniards right now. Read.
As swift as the eagle flyeth.
Who got that flyer real quick? The eagle. Eagle flies. Is it right here?
They got them inside the flyers too.
All right, so if you look inside the flyer, my sister, we're gonna show you with this big one, but it says as swift as the eagle flies, right? So my so-called Mexican brothers, right, from Guerrero. So it says that the eagle was gonna conquer the Israelites. Look at that, the eagle, the águila, the eagle, right? So my sister, the Moors, when you guys were ruling at that time, they conquered you too. So we were oppressed together. We've always been conquered together. So don't think just because they only promote black slavery in the schools that the Mexicans didn't go on slavery, or the Puerto Ricans didn't go on slavery, or the Dominicans, because if you really look into their heritage, they're all black people with woolly hair. You know what I'm saying? So now we're gonna read, keep reading that curse.
Black people?
Yes, sir. Watch
They pick cotton?
Yes, sir.
They pick cotton?
We've been tobacco.
Banana, tobacco, that's not cotton.
As swift as the eagle flies, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
So it says we didn't understand their tongue, right? Tongue is a language. Did you guys speak Spanish? Did the Aztecs speak Spanish? Like all history, or did the white man teach y'all Spanish? You ever been to a Mexican pyramid?
The white man is Spanish.
You ever been to a Mexican pyramid? All right, so if you go to a Mexican pyramid, right? An Aztec pyramid, it has Hebrew writing on it. Hebrew is the language of the Hebrews, right? Of the Israelites. So the Native Americans had Hebrew writing. The Mexicans, the Puerto Ricans, you go to Puerto Rico right now, Santo Domingo, you go to the Dominican Republic, they have Hebrew writings on the walls. That means we all spoke the same language. But look what God says as a curse. Read.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
Go ahead.
A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young.
So they didn't care if you were young. How old are you, my brother? 16, that's young. So back then they would kill you in front of your mother. They wouldn't care. How old are you, my brother? Come on, man. Don't be scared to tell me how old you are. How old are you? 18. All right, cool. So 18, 16, right? So at that age, back then, if the Conquistador got there, he put you to death. You know what I'm saying? If you were old, you 90 years old, they still drag your old self out and burn you on a stake. So what we're learning is that the Bible is a historical book about the Israelites. But then, now we got to prove that you're an Israelite, right? So let's get last curse. Give me the last curse. 68. Now we got shipped. I want to go with the Mexicans. We got shipped to Spain, and we got taught Spanish. That's why y'all speak Spanish. So hablan español bien. Okay. So watch this. Read. Yeah.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Now, most black men that read the Bible, right? They'll grab that verse and they'll say, yeah, black men went into slavery on slave ships. But they can't connect that the Latinos went into slavery on slave ships because Shaw University don't teach that. Because Fayetteville State University don't teach that. Because Harvard University don't teach that. They don't really try to go in and teach us that the Mexicans and the blacks have the same slavery.
That's right.
They teach us that the Native Americans and the Puerto Ricans and the Dominicans have the same slavery.
That's right.
Because if we have the same slavery, that means we're the same people.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road. Purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.